Oops. Just a sec. Okay. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome. I'm so excited. If you can't tell, so excited. Yeah. Welcome. This is the first time I think I'm doing anything somewhat like this. Yeah. Sorry, it got really quiet because I exited out of my media player that I was using. That's fun. Well, for those who don't know, hello, I am Megan, aka the Mythical Book Dragon. I am also a sound designer and audio engineer. I really like doing various different various different audio things. I started this project in 2020. And hang on, I have a special thing that I'm doing today. And yeah. So hang on, actually let me do something real quick. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. I've been cleaning all day, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to set up. But it's fine. It's all good. The apartment looks great. Yeah, we're gonna play some music, and I will be just a moment. Hang on a second. Is some very sad music. I'm gonna skip that. Okay. Just to make sure everyone can hear everything okay, correct? I'm going to transition. Hello, I'm live. Yeah, I'm showing my face today. But yeah, so this podcast, as I was saying, has been in the works for 4 years now. I started it in 2020 for a school project, actually. It was my capstone project. And that's where the What Happens in a Dream idea came from. So I believe I renamed it to The First Dreamer so that it makes a little more sense in the series, because the series is going to be called What Happens in a Dream. That's just the title that I'm sticking with. This has definitely evolved ever since I started working on it. And yeah, it's been fun. I have so many ideas for like future episodes. I already have title names for future episodes, and I love it. I can't wait to share it with more people as I grow and develop more stuff, especially like with the Twitch stuff that I'm doing here. Yeah, that's all I got, really. Yeah, so hello. It's my face, my beautiful face. And let's get started. So this episode is the second episode. You don't necessarily need to know, you don't need to listen to the first episode to know what's going on. But if you do listen to both of them, whatever order you want, it'll still work out. It's like they're separate podcast episodes, like they're separate drama audio pieces. But they do kind of connect. I think it'll be a little more clear when I release the third episode, which I'm still in the process of writing it. But I keep these stories in mind, like they're short stories basically put into an audio format, where they all kind of connect. I'm kind of spoiling a little bit of what this episode is. You'll kind of get it a little more when you listen to both of them. But this episode right now, the wake up call is what I have called it, and basically the main characters are kind of all over the place. There's not necessarily a true main character like there was in the first episode of this series. So that was a little different that I did on that. And I kind of went all over the place with it. I had so many ideas of what I wanted to do. So hopefully this kind of all encompasses everything and takes off. Just a moment while I just gotta text a friend real quick. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes to see if more people will show up, and then we will get started. Yeah. We'll see. But anyway, it's also up on Spotify now as well. I'm gonna double check that while we're waiting. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. What happens in a dream? And the wake-up call. Yes, perfect. That's exciting to see that there. And then it should also have uploaded to my YouTube channel. If you guys aren't following my YouTube channel, The Mythical Book Dragon, that's also where I'm going to be posting my podcast episodes. Oh, don't play. You updated today. Oh, is it not going to show? Well, okay. Let's see. Oh, and then afterwards, too, after maybe talking about the podcast, we can go into a game or something. I do have craft stuff over here. I would have to move my camera though, which wouldn't be too much of a pain, but I have to unplug. It's a whole thing. So it's possible that I do that. Interesting. It says updated today. Don't know what that means, but let me go to check this out. Sorry, doing this on the live stream. It's great. Let's see. Do Spotify. Well, it should. Maybe it takes like 24 hours or something. But, yeah. But anyway, let me share this link in chat. this is where it is in Spotify, which is pretty exciting. Yay. Okay, so I'm waiting for another person to join, because they are in the podcast, so I gotta have them join too, of course. I'm very excited. This is exciting. So we'll just chill here for a second. Let me see if I can get some notes for you guys and see if I can give you any more tidbits and spoilers. This is all of my stuff. So podcast notes and writing. I get this in the camera there. Podcast notes and writing. So this has the first episode script in it. I write it first before I type it out, and that between the writing and the typing, it changes quite a bit, just because like so many more ideas of what can happen in what's continuation kind of stuff. I do plan to continue a little more story on the first episode, which is gonna be interesting. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it. And then it also has my part 2, which I originally had, oops, my bad, didn't mean to hit the mic, which I originally had as a continuation of the first podcast. So I do plan to like go back to it, but as of right now, it's a standalone. I do want to reintroduce the characters again and get those not redone, but like I want to world build a little more, I guess. And I guess that's kind of what kept me from making the second episode, because I needed the people who originally had helped me with the voices, and we couldn't make time for it, and then I never really had time for it until recently, which is where this comes from. So very exciting stuff. I will tell a little bit more about the podcast after we are done listening to it. Yeah, this actually is giving me a lot of memories of what this podcast could have been, and I'm very excited for it. Like, there's a lot in here. Yeah, here's the third episode, which is going to be interesting. I'm very excited about that. But yeah, this actually is almost... Yeah, this journal is almost done, and it's just like the first 2 episodes, so I'm definitely gonna need to get more of these. I love these, by the way. These are the Moleskine Cahiers. I don't know how to say it, but it's the ones that are just like sewed on the spine, which they're very nice, very flexible. It's got a little bit of water damage to it, but that's just how it is. This is also this is more on the line of the wake up call, and then I also have started writing, because I think I was running out of room in that one and that other one. I liked the lines on this. I might go back to a Cahir Moleskine. And this is the starting of the third episode, which is very exciting. I'm not gonna say the title of it yet, just because I am 100% on it, but I just don't want to, spoilers. I gotta wait to release it. I say it now, and I'm not gonna release it. And then this is just notes. Oh, hey, look! It's my script for the first episode. I keep forgetting the camera is over here, not on the screen. This is where I'm looking at myself. And the camera is on this monitor. So hi. Yeah, look, it's my first script. or one of them at least. And then I have the What Happens in a Dream episode 2 versions, 1, 2, and 3, I believe. Oh, so many iterations. It's crazy. And then, yeah, I'm gonna wait on that to tell you guys about that one. My other idea of how I want to connect everything together is to make a side character's story part. Like, I don't think I'm quite gonna say anything yet because I have a lot of ideas that will be spoilers at this point. So, we are not going to talk about it. There is something though. I do have something in the works. Don't you think not? Don't you think not? Now you can see my reactions on when I say weird words, okay? Just like, what was it, Thursday in the stream, and I was talking about there was a campfire in Stardew Valley, because I was playing that game on Thursday, and I think I said something, and I hadn't even planned it, and sometimes you plan it, sometimes you don't, but I reversed campfire to be fire camp, and there was a pause, and I wish I had camera on at that point, but yeah, I was a little surprised on why that happened. Oh, you know what we can listen to, but probably will let me mute that. Hey, Baby Brune, welcome. I was going through my notes on all the ideas I had previously. I haven't gone like into detail or anything, but like just briefly showing like old stuff from when I had the What Happens in a Dream podcast gone, and the many different versions I had for this podcast that you're in, actually. Hey guys, so Baby Brune is playing Chelsea Knights in this podcast. So she did a really good job. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so now that you're here, not that I was waiting on you or anything, now that you're here, I think we can go ahead and get into it. And let me get this going. Oh, I'm still listening to music. I muted it from you guys. Let me just screech this down. There we go. And we're going to pause that. Let me unmute the desktop. All right. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into the wake-up call. Sweet. The wake-up call audio has its own track. Love it. Love it, love it. All right. And we are going to start this, and then yeah, we'll get into it. I'm gonna mute myself. Let me know if there are any audio problems. I'm gonna turn this down just a tad here, just to make sure it doesn't overload you guys. And yeah, enjoy. Oh, by the way, just in case you weren't here at the very beginning, this is about 18 minutes and I think 22 seconds, because of course I know the exact the exact timing of this. I edited it. I listened to it several times. But yeah, I'm so excited for you guys to hear it. Are you guys ready to find out what happens in a dream?
Welcome to the dream world. Here, anything and everything is possible. The only limit is your imagination. What is a dream? What is reality? Only you can determine your own reality, and you alone must decide your fate. Be wary, friend, for the dream world can be deceiving. Do not believe in everything you witness here. Keep your wits about you and stay true in your beliefs. And with that, your journey awaits. It's time to find out what happens in a dream.
And I need a sound What? JK, all good. We're fine. All right. Quiet on sets. Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3. Roll theme music. Theme music rolling.
Hello and welcome to the Living Breathing Network. I'm your host, Alex Blossomdale. Today is a great day to be living and breathing, don't you think? I sure hope you stay that way for the show we have for you today. If you haven't heard the news yet, and it would be quite surprising if you haven't, there is a newly released book out called What Happens in a Dream. It was published barely 2 days ago, and it's already becoming a national sensation. Everybody's been talking about this book, wanting to know one important question: what really happens in a dream? And here to help us find out more is the author, Chelsea Knight.
Hi, Alex. Thank you for the introduction. I was so excited to be here.
So, Chelsea, could you tell us, for those who don't know, what is this book about?
For sure. What happens in a dream is a collection of fictional stories based on some true experiences in my imagination. It follows multiple storylines of different dreamers who travel and explore a dream world. This book has something for everyone. It's got action, adventure, romance, thrills, and even some mystery. Throughout the stories, the reader is transported to happy moments, scary moments, and downright embarrassing moments. I don't want to say too much more without spoiling, but I love what was created from such a simple idea as dreaming.
Indeed. What a great summary of this book. Though some might say dreaming is not as simple as one would think. Well, don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back right after this commercial break.
It does not do to dwell on dreams, Harry, and forget to live.
For in dreams we enter a world that's entirely our own. Let them swim in the deepest ocean or glide over the highest cloud.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Before your warranty expires and your coverage is voided. This will make you financially responsible for all service repairs. Press 1 now if you would like to extend or reinstate your car's warranty, or press 2 to be placed on the Do Not Call list. Once again, press 1 now, or press 2 to be placed on the Do Not Call list. You can also call 833-304-1447.
Hey y'all, I'm out milking the cows. But you know what? Your call's so important to me that you could leave your name and number and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. So please, have a blessed day. Bye.
Marcy, this is Evelyn. And my number is 972 562, excuse me, 862. Today is my birthday, and sometime this evening we are going to go to the Olive Garden. If you and Larry would like to go, call me and let me know, okay? And I don't know yet right now what time, but we'll find out, okay? Bye-bye.
Hey friends, welcome back to another episode with your girl Mythical. I cannot wait to dive into this new and amazing book I just finished reading. Firstly, hello, welcome. If you're new here, I am the Mythical Book Dragon. I read and do book reviews for a variety of many different types of books. I mostly do read fantasy and romance books, and sometimes I do stream on Twitch with cozy video games. If you like any of that, consider subscribing and following me on social media. And you guys can probably guess from the title of this episode, we're going to be talking about the biggest book release of the year. And it's not even March yet. Like, what? Everyone's been talking about it, so naturally I'm not talking about it because there's no stopping a dragon from getting its gold. Was that a little bit too much? Probably, but we're gonna move on, okay? So anyway, I got the book a couple days ago, and I only just finished reading it an hour ago. I'm still reeling. This book is legit. Totally worth the hype. What Happens in a Dream, if you don't already know, it's by author Chelsea Knight. It's her debut novel, and that just means that it's her first big published book. And this book was released just last Tuesday, the 23rd of this month. And I'll try and keep this review as spoiler-free as possible, as I always try to do. But be warned, something could slip. Who knows? Potential spoilers ahead, but I try to keep these as spoiler-free as possible. So let's get into it. This is a synopsis that I pulled from the book itself. I kind of condensed it a little bit. So this is what I have. What Happens in a Dream is a novel described as a fictional fantasy read. It's a collection of short stories and narratives all based on dreams and traveling through the dream world. This is an immersive book filled with intrigue, mystery, and magic. So it's a bit cheesy, but this is my take. So from my view, this book has a little bit of everything. It's got the fantasy, science fiction, mystery, thriller, romance. I mean, it's just got something for everyone. And I love a good mix of genres. It makes the stories more intriguing that way, I think. But yeah, so as I said earlier, this book is a collection of short stories all based on one concept, dreaming. Though each story is unique, what with them all being in different dream worlds, they were all somewhat and somehow interconnected to each other, if that makes any sense. You'd have to read it to really understand what I'm trying to put down into words, but y'all know words are hard. But yeah, so there are tons of hidden Easter eggs and clues throughout this story, throughout this book. This is the first book in a while that's made me want to stop and get pens and highlighters to take notes. And I rarely, if ever, do that, especially on a first read through. Like, I'm definitely going to read through this again and see if I can pick up on all the hints again and mark them as I go. But for a first read through, It's pretty impressive that Chelsea was able to do that. In general, though, I try not to mark in books just because it doesn't feel right to mark in a book. I mean, I've gotten a little better about doing it now, but like for some books, no. I'll take separate notes in a separate journal. And because dreaming is more of an abstract concept and the ideas we have on dreaming from so this is where it gets a little more technical, speaking about this book as a whole. So because it's focused on the abstract concept of dreaming and the ideas that we have on dreaming from scientific research and the like, that's where Chelsea gets this idea to do short stories all based within a dream realm, I should say. But each story has a slightly different setting for each narrative, because everyone who dreams is in the dream realm, but it's like, imagine, I'm just not having this in my head, imagine you're in a room full of people wearing, noise canceling headphones, listening to different music across all those headphones. They're all dancing and everyone's having a great time, but they're all listening to different music. They're all going to a different beats, yet somehow it makes sense what they're all doing is dancing to music. So no one dreams the same dream in any of these short stories, but they all connect to each other still. It's kind of mind-blowing, to be honest. I don't know how she did it, but I'm still trying to get my head around how everything fits together. And that's kind of why words are hard right now, to figure out like how to explain it without and I probably should have taken a day after I read it to think through all my thoughts. But guys, I'm so excited about this book. I can't wait to see what she does next. Y'all will have to let me know what you think about this concept of dreaming. Like, what are your thoughts? What do you dream about? Oh, and also let me know if this book sounds of interest to you. And if you guys do read it, you'll have to let me know what you think. As always, you can find me on social media. You can message me there, comments on this episode. And let me know what you guys think of this book when you read it, if you read it. I think you guys should definitely add this to your TBR lists. And I know they never shrink, they always grow. But it's totally worth it, guys. I highly recommend. I thoroughly enjoyed each and every storyline in this book, and I really cannot wait to see what Chelsea Knight does next. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys today. Consider subscribing and following me, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks!
And yeah, the inspirations to write a book like this were many and multiple. I grew up with lots of fantasy books, like Harry Potter, A Wrinkle in Time, Cinderella, and other fairy tale stories. My favorite movie, if, you haven't already guessed, is Inception. There are so many great ideas and stories everywhere and in anything. You just have to find them and learn from them to create something unique to call your own, which sounds cheesy, I know, but trust me, learning from the experts is one surefire way of becoming one yourself.
And don't we all wish we were experts at everything? Now, Chelsea, I think I've heard you say or imply that you've made this book to act as a guide for traversing through the dream world. Now, is it really something that would be possible? How did you imagine this book could be used by the readers?
Yeah, so this guide will be super helpful to anyone new or returning who is interested in traveling and exploring the dream world. Though it'll be slightly different for everyone. As in, not the same as the world that I wrote about. But it exists for every and all dreamers. We have opened the gates and welcome every soul who stumbles upon us.
Well, good news for the dreamers, I guess. And I think that about does it for our time today, Chelsea. Did you have anything else you'd like to say to your fans, or, excuse me, the dreamers out there?
To my fans, just remember who you are. It can be very easy to lose yourself to the fantasies that have been created around you, especially the ones created specifically for you. You may not know where you're going right now or where you'll end up, but if you listen carefully, and I mean carefully, you'll be able to find your way around. Can't you hear what's happening now? Shh. Listen. What's that noise?
Oh, hello. I see you made it all the way to the end credits. Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed what you listened to, and here's all the people that I wanted to give a small thank you to in my appreciation. Firstly, I want to thank my friends and family for their support and lending me their voices and feedback. I couldn't have done this without y'all. Thank you to Stephen Miller, who voiced Alex Blossomdale. Thank you to Morgan Brune, who voiced Chelsea Knights. I'd also like to thank my mom for the fun voicemail greeting. And thank you again, listener, for listening all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. And one last bit before I go, if you liked what you listened to, please consider following, subscribing, and or liking this podcast on whatever platform you're listening to. You can find it on Instagram at WHIAD Podcast, and find me, Megan the Creator, at The Mythical Book Dragon everywhere else. And don't forget to spread the word. Thanks. See you guys next time. All right. Oh, yeah. That's exciting. What'd you guys think? It's so good. I'm sorry. Oh, I got a little bit of goosebumps just because it's like it's live. It's actually happened, and yeah. I hope I didn't cut myself off because it's a delay, but it should be fine, right? Because it ended on my end. It should have ended on your end. Yeah. Yeah. Yay! Thank you. I love it. Yes, I love it too. You did a really good job too. You made it really easy to work with. So yeah, definitely would like to use you again in the future if that's okay with you. But yeah, very excited with how it turned out. I'm really I guess proud is a good word. It's weird to say that I don't know, I guess it's not weird, but it's just with the tools that I had, I'm very happy that I was able to make it work even when computers that I was working on were like taking a while to let it save. Yeah, okay. I've thought about it every time I had to redo that book review part. I was like, I should totally write this, but I think it's gonna have to be something that I write after everything is out, because if you weren't able to tell, this episode is about the entirety of this series. So as much as I'm able to, I'm gonna try and match like all the different genres that are in this supposed book. We'll see how that goes. I definitely will probably need to collaborate on people who know how to write like mystery thrillers a little more, or like something like that. I have no ideas for how I'm going to be doing that. This is mostly like I see this mostly as like a fantasy kind of podcast, mostly just because it deals with the dream world, if that makes sense. Like, as I have mentioned several times in that episode of on my part at least, which I have lots of parts because I'm a one-woman show, is oh, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. We're talking about, oh yes. So basically, these episodes are their own separate dreams. So that's why from the first episode you have Morgan and Constance and Chance as like the main kind of characters in that episode. I'd like to carry them into another episode in the future just to connect everything, which is also what the book is. In this fictional story is like the book is separate stories, but they all connect together. I'm rambling again. This is why it took me forever to do that mythical book dragon part. Just because I'm doing it without a script almost. Like I have things that I need to hit when I'm speaking about it. But I think I did like 5 different takes. It could have been more, but I think I was editing into 5 different takes, and I had to cut out a lot, especially a lot of uhs and ums and words that I just like strung together. Luckily I had a studio that I could use, so it could all kind of sound the same. But gosh dang, I need more practice with script writing and also just like acting in general, I think, because I could have used a little more something. I don't know. There's something that I could have done better, but that's what we all say, right, about our artwork. It's like we're our own worst critics. So it's just, you know, you got to get out of that mindset every once in a while and like say, hey, what I did was good. I'm going to leave it where it's at, because if otherwise I'm just going to keep working on it. And that's kind of where this episode is like, I could add this and I could add that and I could add way more things. But yeah, it's been fun. I really have had a lot of fun. It's been fun to ask friends, hey, could I borrow your voice for this project I'm working on, or something of the sort. Plus also trying to get friends to get you voices is also like, I've learned now from like all my experience, like when I need something from someone, to give them more of a deadline than when I really need it, I guess. And I'm not calling out anyone specifically. I've done this to myself as well. Like the last thing I put into this episode was actually me at the very beginning saying, doing the sound check part. So like the original was, sound check is good and something like that. And I had the idea, I had it for a while, I should have recorded it when I had it, was to do what I did in the episode, which is, what? Sorry, JK, JK, it's all good, we're fine. Because that's kind of what I do in my job, my real job. And it's fun. Well, just like when you're a sound person, it's always like, what? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. When like we hear everything, I say we as like general people who deal with audio engineers or like do audio stuff like what I've done. And now I'm rambling. So yeah, I've had a lot of energy today. I've like done a lot of cleaning, as I said earlier. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of voicemails to choose from as well. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Those voicemails are real. I did cut out a little bit of the Ivoline one just so that her number stays secure. And yeah, I sped it up a tad bit because she does talk a little slow. But and I also I did fun glitch stuff with the car and, your car's extended warranty one, because it's classic. Everyone gets that email, or everyone gets that voicemail. So I had to include it. The voicemail actually that I didn't include, that I wanted to do something with, is a voicemail I got from my brother, actually, because he was trying to merge calls between us siblings, and my sister at the end of it goes, "You're so weird." And I love it. I loved it so much. I was in the middle of driving too. I actually started cry laughing. And I could barely see the road in front of me, to a point where I was like, oh shoot, I should stop laughing so hard. I played that on repeat, more so than I did music at that day. But it was great. Still makes me laugh to this day thinking about it. It was so genuine. It was so good. But I didn't include it just because it was like, I had other things. I also love that my mom was able to give me a voicemail greeting for that second one. Otherwise, it would have just been like an automated voice message system again. I'm like, that's boring. I need something fun. I need something fun to go with, something fun and lighthearted to go with Evelyn's message to Marcy, which I don't even know how she ended up like getting my number and not hearing that because I say my name in my voicemail greeting, as I hope everyone should, or like the number should be said or something. And for whatever reason, it just went, Marcy, Cybeline. And I just like, you know what? I love it. So, let's see. Yeah. So, totally fun, to play around with those. I also did put a little bit of reverb on those, just to like, I think it was called like a thicken one, which I was like, that's an interesting name for a reverb, but it just kind of gave it a little more body and like embodiment kind of sound to it. Yeah, do we really want to go into a breakdown of like everything? I could probably pull up my session if you guys want to take a look at that, a little behind the scenes, because that's fun, right? Yeah, you know what, let's do it. Why not? Let me pull it up though, because podcast, it's like within a folder that's on a hard drive, because it's a lot. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, so finished this at 4. So this is exciting. This is what I used. So this is Adobe Audition 2024. And basically, it's a little disorganized, just by a tad bit. And basically, I did little markers just to keep everything together, because once you zoom in, Oh, do I need to go to my headphones? Hold down a second. Technical difficulties. Shoot. Edit. Audio properties. No, I don't want to do that. File. Settings. OBS. Why? That's fine. Well, sure, we'll do apply. Okay. Now, if I play this, are going to Scarlett. Cool. Switch headphones and see. Because this should be desktop 2 should be receiving. Ooh, where are you? Scarlett. Okay, let's see. Does it play? Yeah, okay. And I think it's because of the dualness of my audio. Because my audio, for whatever reason, doesn't split. Well, never mind. Adobe and OBS cannot work together. I'm going to have to figure that out. I think it's a headphone splitter issue. So, well, anyway, we can still talk about it, I guess. Yeah, I just can't play any audio, unfortunately. That is totally fine. Let me disable the desktop too, so we don't have to worry about that's recording. Okay, so yes, the gate opening music is what I called it. It's just basically, I think it's a pad. Okay, I thought that was weird. Okay, well, I was talking, but it muted my mic. So yeah, so that's a no-go on that. But it's fine. We're all good. Yeah, that's been it's been fun. We are I think we're pretty done with this. It is almost 1 o'clock, and that's about the time that I had set for this today. I do need to go do other stuff, like clean up the apartment, but it's a side quest, so you probably did not need to know. Anyway, yeah, we are ready. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate. Thank you guys so much for being here today and listening to my new podcast. Go listen to it again if you'd like, or listen to the first episode if you haven't on the Spotify. What Happens in a Dream, you can find that under The First Dreamer, The Wake Up Call. Any of those names would work. Also, don't forget to follow me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Don't forget to follow me on social medias. The podcast is actually on social media as well. I have an Instagram for the podcast. I tried Twitter or X now, and it didn't work. I couldn't keep up with it. I'm also on Threads for the Mythical Book Dragon Instagram. yeah, sorry, I'm all over the place again. Podcast Instagram is WHIAD podcast. You can find that through any of my bio links from the Mythical Book Dragon or on the Facebook page. There's a Facebook page for the podcast as well, What Happens in a Dream. And yeah, I think that about does it. Can't think of anything else I'd like to talk about, I guess. I feel like I covered all the fun stuff, the fun little tidbit secrets. And yeah, this video will be posted to YouTube in a couple short time. I don't know time. I'm not great at doing it 24 hours in advance. This actually could be going out earlier just because I don't have much else to do today except for wait for things to render and upload. So, yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. I really do appreciate it. Again, I am Megan, and I am the Mythical Book Dragon, and I created What Happens in a Dream, and then we watched the second episode. It's out now, The Wake Up Call, and then What Happens in a Dream, The First Dreamer is also a good episode as well. That's about the same time frame, of like 18 to 20 minutes, which I think is actually not bad, because if I went any longer on that, it would have been a lot more challenging, I think. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in the next stream, and yeah, we will go out now.